Taking a sip of this tasty drink here at Junction Bar and Grill, 160 West Gray, in the shadow of downtown Houston, where we broadcast each and every Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. I want to thank everybody for checking in on your boombox, on your smartphone, on your computer, wherever you're checking in tonight. Thank y'all for listening. Man, I don't know, Rapp Pack's kind of slim tonight, man. I'm calling everybody out on the air right now to get over here to Junction Bar and Grill and fill this place up like we had it at the Super Bowl. It was crazy packed, man. And if you can't make it over here, but you're out cruising around, you want to go to House of Blues downtown, we just had Pep Love on, of course, legendary MC from Hieroglyphics, good friends of ours, good friends of the show. Of course, Del the Funky Homo Sapien. You guys, you're going to hear that Buku 1 track that we debuted a couple weeks ago, or I'm sorry, last week. And you're going to hear that. You're going to hear Pep Love on the show. A Plus is going to call in a couple weeks, man. So tune in here to hear all your favorite MCs, artists. And we got some news for you later about some local artists here in town that we'll tell you all about. Maybe play one of their tracks. But right now, we've got to get into some NFL talk, Andrew. We've got to look at this Super Bowl. We've got to put a big fat bow on it because last time we were on the air, we were right here basically breaking down the game as it happened. We were right there in the middle of the fourth quarter still trying to figure out who was going to win the game. It was an impressive victory for the Giants. Not so much impressive that they dominated the game, but impressive that they were able to take down the Pats yet again. Eli and Tom Coughlin able to take over. And I mean, it's pretty impressive they were able to beat the Patriots, who sort of defeat that Darth Vader image, I think. Yeah. Well, what does that make the Giants, though? Because, I mean, the Giants kind of have that all-shucks. Coughlin is on the hot seat, and Eli is... I don't know. Have you heard from Brandon Jacobs? His comments after the game were not all shucks. He was talking about like he was in some gladiator stuff, like he had decapitated the king or something. Well, that's kind of been his act, his shtick this year, because he really didn't do it on the field. So it's been a lot of bumping his gums and a lot of flexing in the end zone. That's who he is. That's who he is, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we'll get into some of the post-game talk. Let's look at the game itself. I don't want to get in too deep. We've heard about the Super Bowl. We know what happened. We're not going to sit here and tell you where Eli's legacy is going beyond this season. I do want to talk about his playoff performance legacy later on. But right now, let's just talk about the game itself. Classic matchup, very similar to what we saw 4 years ago with this same exact matchup. Different parts, but same matchup. It was similar. And I thought they would use the same formula as they did last time, which was pretty much use their defensive line to control the game and then let Eli do his thing. They didn't run the ball that often in the first half, but the Patriots sort of baited him into it because the Patriots were not really, defending the run that much, and that's what kind of helped them in the second half get going was the Bradshaw and Jacobs. Even the final touchdown, the nail in the coffin, was the Bradshaw touchdown. And, we can talk about if he should have scored or not, but that was the final play, the final score that put him over the top. In the Super Bowl, you err on the side of caution, and you just go ahead and you put your butt in the end zone no matter what. I didn't think that was the right play. I thought that they should have played a little more conservative and not score and try and get it to the one. Pull a Westbrook, if you know what I'm talking about. Right. But, and that way they could have ended the game with no time left because they were in a situation with that last play of the game to where they could have lost the game. And I think if they had not scored with the Bradshaw play, that they could have maybe, kneeled it another time, centered the ball, maybe back it up a little bit and get times a kick to where that would end the game to win it. Sort of like Auburn did against Oregon in the national championship last year. End it that way rather than give your opponent more time to where they could win it. Now, Gons, I know you were busy, making sure we sounded just right and doing your damn mad scientist thing. Right. But your thoughts afterwards on just the championship game or just the Super Bowl alone, and what were some of the things you took away from the game itself? I was really, really surprised of how they came out. The Patriots, they played like not like the veteran team that's been there. They almost act like that was their first time being there with Brady throwing the safety and them just not playing up to what they're used to as far as smart ball. But Guns, they got it going, though. There was a spurt where the Patriots, most fans might have thought, oh, here comes the blowout. Because the Patriots rattled off, 17 unanswered points? And there was a point in which I thought maybe, the Patriots one more score would have pretty much put it away. But that didn't happen. Yeah, but they came out really out of it. Like, with Brady and their whole offense, like that whole – and I guess Gronkowski was a big factor with it. But they just didn't play up to their level as far as intelligence-wise. Like, they just weren't on their P's and Q's. But with the
But the crazy thing about it is they were still in the game and they were still leading.
Now, Gons, I have a question for you. Do you think that was the offense or the defense? Because the offense was slow to get out of the gate, but once they turned it on, they were full steam ahead. But the defense had some good momentum going early on in the first couple series where they actually were rattling Eli, but then it turned into the normal Patriots defense we've seen all season.
And then it kind of spilled over with them because they were doing really dumb things as far as having too many men on the field, which that was for me a big factor because they would have got a fumble out of that and a turnover, and that killed them for that reason. You know, if it was a pass interference, I would have let it slide a little bit more. But that's not. That's one of those you're not paying attention.
Mental mistakes.
That's a mental mistake, and Belichick he goes livid on that because his mantra is you play smart ball and you don't give the other team the chance.
You feed the rope to the opponent to let them hang themselves.
Exactly.
Well, if you guys want to get in on your thoughts wrapping up this NFL season, you guys can call us at 713-212-5790. Still got a pair of tickets to give away, of course, for House of Blues tonight. It's going down over there, Revolution, Pep Love, and the Green. It's going to be a great show. If you're just bouncing around town listening to us in your car, you want to pick up some tickets, all you got to do is show up here at Junction Bar and Grill. All right, so going into next season, guys, and we'll talk about some of the halftime hijinks, some of the post-game fallout, as you said. But right now, the Pats are already favorites in Vegas heading into next season, whereas the Giants are 8-1 favorites as it stands.
Well, you also have to think about how they got here, Adam. They're 9-7. Can you really put that much faith in a team that lost to the Redskins twice, almost lost to the Dolphins? I mean, they were one play away against the Cowboys from pretty much not making the playoffs. It was that close of a season for them. Now, they obviously capitalized and got hot at the right time, but it's that kind of, teetering on not even making the playoffs that would make you hesitant to say that they're going to repeat. And repeating is so tough when you look at the guys they're going to lose. They're going to lose Sean Weatherford, their punter. They're going to lose maybe Mario Manningham, a couple offensive linemen. It's not a team that makes you think that, you know what, they just get the band back together, it's going to be another run right back at it. It's going to be a very competitive season next year for the NFC East.
Well, real quick, what does each one of these teams need to address to get back to this? As you said, it's hard to repeat or even get back there. What does each one of these teams, real quick, Andrew, need to address to get back there?
The Patriots, it's obviously the defensive secondary. The defensive line as well, the defense in general. I mean, they had Rob Ninkovich, who was probably their best pass rusher. They had times in that Baltimore game where they had, who was it, Julian Edelman, who was getting picked on. You can't have that happen. There was times with the Patriots and their back when they won Super Bowls where that defense was to be feared. I don't think it's feared at all. I think they're one of the worst defenses in the NFL this season, and it showed in the second half. They weren't able to defend that pass against Mario Manningham. For the Giants, I like to see them get better on offensive line just so they can run the ball more. They have two good running backs, but you never know it because of the production they put up all season. They were one of the worst rushing teams in the NFL. If they can do that more, they'll give themselves more balance.
It's all about balance. Gons, what's one of the needs you see for the Giants to continue at this level and not wait 4 years to get back from the Super Bowl?
I was going to add with him that running game because it was non-existent. I mean, if Eli wasn't playing to the level he was playing, I don't think they would have gotten to that record because he had to pretty much play flawless for them to make it to that point because that guy had a remarkable year because their D, early on they were somewhat doing well, but then they puttered out for a while.
A lot of injuries to that defense.
A lot of injuries. And as far as with the Patriots, they need a go-to receiver. Just someone.
You don't think it's Welker, or you mean like a deep threat?
A deep threat. Because, I mean, they're going cross routes and things of that nature, but they really don't have – because when they had that Randy Moss one, he kind of –
it's not a vertical passing game like it used to be.
Exactly, and I think that's something that's really killing them.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Well, we'll look at these teams, of course, as we get closer to the combine, the draft, player evaluation, some of the people that we think might fall to them.
Patriots have 2 first-round picks.
They do.
That's going to be big. Let's see if they trade down again or they start trading up maybe to reverse it and getting some blue chippers.
Well, and there's a certain team that has a nice little core of running backs right over there on Kirby here locally, and we will talk about the Texans and what they could do with Arian Foster, Mario Williams, and the rest of the bunch there. We will get into that at the top of the hour, right at 9 o'clock, and we'll talk about more of some of the hijinks that always come out of the Super Bowl, whether it's Media Day, whether it's the commercials, the lame-ass commercials we had this year, which were really bad.
You didn't like the Eminem?
It was okay, but I mean, there's been some years where it's back to back to back. I mean, really good.
I know which one you like. You like the David Beckham one.
I actually didn't even catch that one, man. I had to hear about that. I had to hear about that one on Twitter. Hey, but before we get to this first live mention, can we drink to the Giants? Because you know what? When you get there,
Are we drinking to me riding their coattails? For
We
most of the
absolutely
season?
are. And Andrew, was this the same team that won the Super Bowl that you picked in the preseason to be a surprise team?
No, because they weren't as healthy as I thought they would be. But it was the team that I thought could turn the switch, and they did turn the switch when it mattered the most. And they were the team that I thought could beat the Packers the first time when they played at Lambeau. And while they didn't win that game, they learned something about the Packers, and when they played them again, they capitalized.
That's what that team does best. That's what the Giants do. They learn, they adjust, they capitalize. They might be 9-7, but if they've seen you already during
the way
the
they
year.
won the first Super Bowl is they played the Patriots to a very close game. They lost, and that's when the Patriots had the undefeated season. But they learned from their mistakes.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You know what? You guys want more SRL? You want more SRL? Hey guys, y'all want more? Guys,
Yeah.
I can barely hear them, man. Let's turn them up. Well, tune in to Sports Talk 790 and iHeartRadio next Wednesday. Yes, I said Wednesday for a brand new addition to the Sports Rap family. It is SRL Unwrapped. Yes, and that comes live. Of course, it is Sports Rap Live with a new twist in live entertainment and sports talk.
You don't want to miss it.
Live from Cover Girls on Richmond.
You do not want to miss that show.
I'll tell you
want
what.
to see the CEO of the Sneaker Summit get a little goofy?
Well, he'll be with me in Vegas.
Oh, that's too bad.
We'll be checking in. So you guys got to have your own little Vegas party right there, Cover Girls, as we're checking in live from the Clear Channel Studios in Vegas.
Yeah, there'll be some side shows.
It's going to be racks on racks on racks.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be the best in sports sounds and stilettos.
That is true. Clear ones at that.
From 9 to 11 p.m. Make sure you guys get out there early. Take advantage of all the happy hour specials, and then stick around for the best in sports talk from Cover Girls on Richmond.
Little field trip.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you guys missed out on the last one when the guys went out to Treasures, interesting night.
Yeah.
Interesting
But it
night.
was cool.
But
Had a
yeah,
good time.
I think now we kind of know what we're getting into. So
Yeah, definitely.
make sure you guys check us out on Wednesday night right there on Sports Talk 790 and iHeartRadio app. And I think our good friends from AMP Studios, who provide you with the high definition, beautiful podcast on sportsraplive.com. And that's rap with 2 P's. Why, Andrew?
Because 2 P's are better than 1.
2 P's are always better than 1. AMP Studios is now bringing the video feed to you guys live here from Junction Bar and Grill. And apparently, you guys are going to be right there, Cover Girls as well, AMP Studios.
No cameras allowed.
No, and if you want to check out, there are cameras allowed at
What?
Cover Girls. Yes.
Whoa.
Wait.
No action on the stage, but all the action right there on the table at Sports Rap Live.
Okay, all right. Keep it on me and guns.
So you
Yeah.
make sure you bring in some special guests, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm gonna double check, because you know who the worst bouncers are? Strip club bouncers. Those are the worst ones. So I don't want somebody walking
Well,
up in there.
this comes from our good friend Ramon, who's the program director at our sister station 950.
Okay.
So it has been approved.
If I get a black eye or anything, United Healthcare, that's on him.
There you go.
All right.
Put it on him.
I'm just letting you know.
Aflac, you better check into it, guns.
Those co-pays aren't nice sometimes.
Oh, absolutely
I'm
not.
just saying.
Absolutely not. Well, if you guys have been to Sports Rap Live, and that's rap with 2 P's.com lately, you've seen the video that AMP Studios did for the H-Town Sneaker Summit recap. That is right there, absolutely, on our homepage. And check out their website, www.amphouston.net, for all the projects they're working on. And stay tuned for the short documentary film that they've done on Sports Rap Live. Looking forward to that. But right now, we got to shift gears. We are going to talk some NFL later on, but you guys know, hey, the big boys play in the NBA. And I just want to play a little something for you guys real quick as we shift gears into our NBA wrap-up.
Orleans Hornets, it's 80s night here this evening, and to introduce the starting lineups,
At forward, number 9, he collects rare birds and has a pet dolphin named Chachi. Luol Deng. At center, number 13, he's a Scorpio and a horrible dancer, Joakim Noah.
That one is true.
At guard, number 11, he once ate 20 hot dogs in an hour, Ronnie Brewer. At guard, number 1, his favorite movie is The Notebook, Derrick Rose.
All right, of course, that was Jackie Moon, a.k.a. Ron Burgundy, a.k.a. Will Ferrell.
I need Will Ferrell at my job to introduce me before I walk in the door. That'd be great.
That's right. And
now introducing your loan officer, the best guy in the biz,
Andrew Martinez.
Yeah, then I have to one-up it after that. I try and get Bruce Buffer on there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a step up.
You can even say even more, get Fat Man Scoop to bring you in. No matter where you go.
That wouldn't be so bad either. What do you guys think about this little Will Ferrell introduction?
I think it's great. I mean, it got him on our show. It's some good pub for the NBA. It's some good pub for him. Good pub for the NBA. The Chicago Bulls as well.
And I would say the Hornets because it was their home game. It actually made one of their games relevant for about 2 minutes.
My question is, what is he doing? What's he doing in New Orleans? He must be filming a movie.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, New Orleans is the playground of the South.
I was just waiting for John C. Reilly to be fan man and come through there.
That would have been great. Shake it, bake. Shake it, bake. That would be awesome. All right, well, hey, let's get into some NBA talk, of course. Let's start in the East since we just got the starting five with Will Ferrell of the Chicago Bulls. Starting at point guard, his favorite movie is The Notebook. Derrick Rose.
There you go.
Derrick Rose.
Very deserving, reigning MVP.
Yes, yes. Andrew, as I announce the starters, will you pull up the reserves? Can you find the reserves? Sure. Awesome. Okay, at the 2 guard, of course, D. Wade. Any qualms with D. Wade at the starting 2 guard? The man's a beast when he's on the court.
Yeah.
When those feet are feeling good, he is
definitely
one of the best 2 guards in the league.
Been having some bad ankles though.
Yeah, I know. We got to talk about those Jordan Flyweight twos.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to do some reconstruction. I'm on the Kobe system officially tonight, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you joined the team?
I did. I had to get on the system, and I had to wrap it out a little bit. So I'll show you guys those later.
So you're with Tony Robbins and crew.
Man, you know what? I'm surprised Bun B, the Trill OG, wasn't in that crowd. But you know what? He taught Kobe.
He said, you know what?
He taught Kobe the system.
I just want to put everyone on notice. Bun B taught Jay Billis about Trill. There's been a little, back and forth going on Twitter about the Trill and who's the father of the Trill. And I just want to put everyone on notice that it's Bun B that put Jay Billis on notice.
Well, right on cue. If you say the name's Bun B, he appears right here on Sports Rap Live.
Yeah.
To keep the streak alive. Bun, how are you?
I'm doing good. I was trying to play in the back today, relax and chill, but
that don't happen.
then Trill got put out there, and Bun B and all of that. No, but Jay is a big Jeezy fan. So that's where a lot of his work, that's where he gets it from. He's a real big Jeezy fan. And if you follow him on Twitter, he tends to tweet a lot of Jeezy lyrics all the time. And that's kind of where he's been getting the Trill from. But, I don't think he really understands where Jeezy got it from.
Well, he got it in that brown paper bag, apparently, that he handed you the first time he got you on a track. That's where he got that Trill from.
I don't know about brown paper bag, but
Well, if you listen to Hip Hop Nation.
I'm sure there's a lot of accountants out there listening, so we want to be careful. But,
no, I understand.
But shout out to Young Jeezy. That's the homie.
Yes,
shout out to.
Of course.
But, and people are like, once he changed his avatar to him, like, opening up his suit to reveal, like, a Trill T-shirt.
Super Manning.
He's super Trill, I guess.
Super Trill.
And people are like, yo, how you going to be saying that? You don't holler at Bun B. But, it's all good. He doesn't know any better.
Well, guess what? One day he's going to be calling us saying, hey, can I get on Sports Rap Live? And we'll be like, man, are you Trill enough? I don't know.
But I would love an opportunity to go on College Game Day and address the situation.
That would be pretty impressive.
Closest I would have gotten would have been when they came to Houston and they booked Carl Lewis. They started an online Twitter petition, but they had already booked Carl Lewis.
Well, he's a former Tar Heel, so it's not a good time right now for Tar Heels after last night.
No, not after that.
Who's that? Jay Billis?
Yeah, he's a Tar Heel.
Jay Billis is a Dookie.
Oh, he's a Dookie?
Yeah, he's a Dookie. He's a
my bad.
Krishevsky
crony. Oh, well, he's good money then.
Yeah, he's a crony.
I thought he was a Tar Heel.
No, he's a crony. He's a Krishevsky, early disciple of Krishevsky.
Oh, really? Coach K. Shout out to Coach K.
That's right. We will get into that game in just a little bit. Did you see the end of that game?
Yes, that was wow.
Real. That's real. Real, and that just lets you know that college basketball.
That's a real battle. That's always been a real battle, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it couldn't have played out any better. You know what I'm saying? I think for people who are aware of the situation that goes down in North Carolina, there's nothing bigger, I think, in that area than the Duke UNC home games.
And and we'll get into it more during the Martinez report. But one last thought on that. They are so smart to schedule that game the week after the Super Bowl so that people immediately click on their March Madness switch in their head, and they see a game like that, and they're ready. Okay, it's February. Yeah, it should be a dead point, but we got Duke, North Carolina. We still got Maryland, Duke. We still got other conferences. We had Missouri, Kansas. A lot of UT, A&M the other night. A lot of great rivalries to ramp up.
U of H Rice. You know how that went down last night?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Rice win.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we're gonna do it later.
Let me tell you something. Go Owls, man. You know, for Professor Trill.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's continue on, Bun. We were just running down the East. Of course, we had the Will Ferrell introductions. If you heard that last night, we had that to bring in the NBA segment. But let's get into the starters, and we're going to run down some of the reserves that were announced right here tonight. Breaking news. We've already mentioned Rose, D. Wade. At the 3 is LeBron. No questions.
Naturally.
Absolutely. Melo at the 4. Yeah, kind of the reaction.
Apparently the East ain't gonna play
Melo's
defense.
a homie. I'm happy for him.
Sure,
I'm sure you could argue that, though. You know.
Sure, there's always the argument. We argued
but Melo he played pretty strong. He came out. The only thing that stopped him is the injuries lately. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. And we have nothing but love for Melo on this show. We always have. Props to him. Dwight Howard at the center. There's really no competition.
I mean, but who else is it going to be at center in the East?
Are there any other centers in the NBA?
It's the Yao factor.
In the East? That's debatable.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
Center size, but I mean, they might not be a center built.
Or they're Chuck Hayes built playing center.
Yeah, exactly.
You never know. All right, well let's talk about some of the reserves real quick, Andrew. I know we're coming up on a break here, but
I'll run through them right quick. We got Chris Bosh, Luol Deng, Roy Hibbert of the Pacers, Andre Iguodala of the upstart 76ers this year, Joe Johnson, Paul Pierce, and Darren Williams. And then the West, you got LaMarcus Aldridge, who got shut down pretty good by the Rockets last night, Marcus Gasol, Kevin Love of the fame of hurting the one Rocket player. We also got Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker, Russell Westbrook, and Steve Nash.
And look how many of those reserves are teams that really are hovering around 500 or not even in the conversation right now. That just shows you how it's shifted again.
I don't see one Kyle Lowry, though.
No, or Scola.
No, we should have Lowry on that team. He's a top 5 point guard. He's playing at an all-star level for sure this year.
I was just about to say, he's really having a high caliber year. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Lowry is really, you know, like I said, I said it earlier, you know, in the year, you know, he came back looking, you know, in incredible shape, and he's really been playing his heart out. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's already, you know, got a reputation for being a really ball-to-the-wall player. But, I mean, he's been playing lights-out basketball every night. And keep in mind, this is the toughest schedule any of these guys have ever had to face in an NBA season. And just the fact that he's been playing so hard, and, I mean, I guess he's got the best, you know, massage therapist you could possibly have, because this guy's coming back every day playing like a beast. And he's playing all-star caliber basketball right now. I mean, I'm sorry.
You heard about those massage parlors over in the Houston Press?
Free Press or Houston Press?
Was it? I
think it was Free Press. Yeah, we'll get the scoop on that and give you the real story. Well, yeah.
I meant licensed. I didn't mean parlor action.
Well, hey, whatever floats your boat, literally. All right, so I didn't run down the all-star starters. I think it's pretty interesting because you look at these guys, and this is kind of, other than Kobe, this is the next generation of NBA players that we're going to see.
You got CP3, KD, Blake Griffin, who is definitely the new era, and Bynum, who is kind of, the only upstart the only center in the West.
Once again.
But he's having a good season. He's worthy of an all-star vote. I don't know starter status, but he's worthy of an all-star roster spot.
For sure. Of course, we will be live on the air All-Star Weekend Sunday night as all the action is winding down, as we are each and every Thursday and Sunday night right here on Sports Wrap Live on Sports Talk 790 and iHeartRadio. It's good to keep the streak alive. Bun B is in the building officially. We are going to talk some college basketball when we get back in the Martinez Report. And then back to the top of the hour, we're going to address some of the Texans draft needs and ask the question, Mario or Arian?
Good question.
All right. Well, that and so much more. You guys stick around right here on Sports Wrap Live.